Folks, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Dana? So welcome to what is always one of the sweetest services of the entire year, having our sisterhood leading the service on the Friday night before Mother's Day or Mother's Day weekend. So I'm sure I'll say it again, but to mothers and grandmothers, happy Mother's Day. Great grandmothers, happy Mother's Day. Great to be together celebrating Shabbat and celebrating mothers, our mothers and grandmothers. So we're going to begin our service with a cantor who is going to be offering a song. It simply means welcome, and in Hebrew it's Bruchim Habaim. Bruchim Habaim.
Bruchot habaot tachat kafeh hashchina. Bruchim habaim tachat kafeh hashchina. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. Welcome, everyone.
So can I invite our sisterhood presidents, Susan and Ivy, to join us on the bima for candlelighting with a special tefillah, a special prayer.
Amen.
Children, thank you. To raise our children to be truly wise, lovers of God, and people of truth, who illuminate the world with Torah, good deeds, and the work of the Creator.
Please hear our prayer as we usher in Holy Shabbat. Regard us as worthy descendants of Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, our mothers, and let these candles burn and never be extinguished. Let the light of your face shine upon us. Amen.
Amen. Mimi, if you'll join us on the bima, we'll all turn together to page 12, Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid nefesh avarachaman meshavtecha eretzonecha yarutz avtecha kamo ayal yishtachavel mul hadarecha teraflo yedidutecha minofet suf vechotam yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai dai yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai dai yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai dai yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai dai.
Mishkoach Mimi, let's all rise. We'll turn to page 34 as Fran Silverman, one of our Sisterhood Religious Committee chairs, will put the service together with Esther Fine. We're grateful to both of them. On page 34, Mizmor LeDavid, a Psalm of David.
Mizmor LeDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, Havu l'Adonai kavod shemo, Ishtachavu l'Adonai b'chadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al ha'amayim, El ha'kavod hirim, Adonai, Adonai, Hamayim Rabim, Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Nashaber Adonai al har zehavanon, Ve'ayar hikedem kemo ekel, Levanon v'sihir yom, Kemo ben re'emim, Kol Adonai chosei lavot esh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yechayel hayalot, v'yachasov ye'aharot, u'v'echalo kulo, omer nechavot, Adonai lama bapol yashab, v'yeshev Adonai melech le'olam, Adonai os le'amo yitain, Adonai yevarek et amo v'shalom.
Let's all be seated as Eileen Shine joins us on the bima, leading us in welcoming Shabbat L'chadodi, page 38, and then page 40.
L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Ishmi'anu el hamichad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'likila.
Yasher Koach. Thanks, Eileen. So the theme of the theme of tonight's service is Eshet Chayil, which means a woman of valor. And Fran prepared, as she does every year, a printout for me, so I have some sense of what's going on in the service. And I have to say that, you know, we always have some readings that are sprinkled through the service. So we're ready now for the first reading and the second reading. So it says, a woman of valor, Ivy Graff. A woman of valor, Linda Springer. And I thought our first two women of valor are Ivy and Linda, which makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense to me. So if I can invite our first two women of valor to come up to the bima.
Traditionally, there are several prayers that are recited in the home before the Shabbat meal. Parents bless their sons with the wish they be blessed like Ephraim and Manasseh. Daughters are blessed with the wish that they be blessed like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Following the blessing of the children, Shalom Aleichem is sung. Finally, the husband recites excerpts from Proverbs 31, which is known as Eshet Hayil, the woman of valor. The Eshet Hayil describes and praises the ideal wife. This prayer connects the sacredness of Shabbat with the home, but equally gives honor to and praises the Jewish woman for all that she does to maintain a Jewish home. Much of the tasks for which she is praised are no longer relevant today, such as providing the merchants with sashes, but the high praise for his wife is still evident in the modified version we are about to recite. Ohev Shalom Sisterhood celebrates each one of you as an Eshet Hayil. Each woman here is unique and special. Be proud of your caring ways, your wisdom, and your talents. We hope that through continued acts of kindness, all of us will continue to work together and support Ohev Shalom and each other. During the service tonight, we're going to highlight some famous Jewish women who've exemplified the qualities in the Eshet Hayil prayer. Many are from history and some are contemporaries. Also, you may have noticed that your table assignments for dinner are famous Jewish women instead of the traditional table numbers. Please take a moment or two to read over the brief biographies that Esther and Fran have provided on each table. Here is the modernized version of Proverbs 31, Eshet Hayil.
Eshet Hayil, a woman of valor. A woman of valor who can find, she is more precious than rubies. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he has no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She extends her hand to the poor. She reaches out her hands to the needy. She is robed in strength and dignity. She confidently faces the future. She opens her mouth with wisdom. Loving kindness is on her tongue. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband sings her praises. Many daughters have done worthily, but they excel them all. Grace is elusive and beauty is vain, but a woman who reveres the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her credit for the fruits of her labor, and let her achievements praise her at the gates.
Thank you, ladies. Let's all rise as past president Sandy Blumenthal. We already had one past president on the bima, Mimi, a few moments ago. So Sandy and Phyllis Halpern and Sharon Goldstein. Page 50, we begin the evening service for the Shabbat Kedoshim. Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv harabim, v'chokhma poteach she'arim, u'bibuna meshaneh eitim, u'machalil et hazmanim, u'misader et hakokavim, v'mishmertehem barakia kirtzevno, v'orei yom v'layla, Golel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei or. Ma'adir yom u'megli layla, u'mabdil bein yom u'bein layla, Adonai Sivaot Shemo. El chai v'kayom tamid yimloch aleinu yolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv arabim.
Can all be seated? Ahavat Olam, led by the two who are walking to the bima, Arlene Freimark and Elise Rubley. Arlene, Elise?
Sure, what the merrier. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah Mitzvot, Chukim Mishpatim, Otanu Lemadeta, Al Kein Adonai Eloheinu,
V'shofenu Okumeinu, Nasiach Bechukecha, V'nismach B'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha, Le'ol va'ed. Ki hein chayenu ve'orech yameinu, ve'orech yameinu, u'mahen negeh yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla.
V'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai
U'shmo
Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'bechol nafshecha ובכל מאותיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך ובשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Yasher Koach to our past president, Hetty, and to Nina, who for many years arranged the annual Sisterhood book reviews. We're going to continue now with really the first biography that'll be read by Miriam Gendler and Terry Jaffe on a woman who I think the name is well known to many of us, but it's worthwhile to learn more and more about her every year.
Matilda Roth Schechter. Matilda Roth Schechter was born in 1857 in Gutenberg, a small town in what is now Poland. Little is known about her parents or her early years, but we do know that she grew up in the Jewish home for orphans in Breslau. She exemplifies the difficulties of learning about the wives of famous men despite their own talents. She attended the Breslau Teachers' Seminary before moving to London to study at Queen's College. Breslau was also the home of the prestigious Jewish Theological Seminary. In 1887, she married Solomon Schechter, a distinguished rabbi and Jewish scholar. Matilda assured that the Schechter home was the center of the young intellectual elite in London. Her hospitality became legendary. In 1902, the Schechters moved to the United States when Solomon was appointed as the head of the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York. For several years, Matilda raised their 3 children and edited most of her husband's writings. Again, she made the Schechter home an intellectual center. In New York, Matilda founded the Columbia Religious and Industrial School for Jewish Girls. She focused on the uneducated population of Eastern European immigrants. The school taught English, Bible, prayer, Hebrew, and Zionism. Educational resource materials provided information such as how to make Kaddish and other daily blessings. She also worked closely with Henrietta Zold, who is known as the founder of Hadassah. Matilda served as Hadassah's national chairwoman of education. Matilda Schechter, however, is most well known for her establishment of the Women's League of the United Synagogue of America in 1918.
Today it is known as the Women's League for Conservative Judaism. In just a few years, there were over 34 chapters all over the country. One of the first projects of Women's League was to establish a student house at Columbia University for Jewish students and military on leave. It became a recreational and cultural center and was the forerunner of B'nai B'rith Hillel of campuses today. From the beginning, Women's League became focused on social action and tikkun olam. During World War II, members served as air raid workers and organized blood drives. Later, they worked on behalf of Israel. Women's League has been involved in civil rights, Soviet Jewry, women's reproductive rights, and genetic disease awareness. Almost every modern-day society issue is a concern of Women's League. Matilda Schechter believes strongly in the power of Judaism to soothe and to comfort. She both defended the ancient idea of ritual and the need for a living religion. She lived in an age when domesticity was the ideal for women, but recognized that women and mothers needed to retain a sense of themselves apart from their maternal role. Matilda Schechter died in 1924.
Mr. Koch, our thanks to Terry and to Miriam. Let's continue with the cantor on page 60, Mi Chamocha.
Osefele Malchutecha ra'u banecha Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha netar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefele Nora tehilot osefele Lai 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 ya lai 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 lai.
Tonight we're going to turn to page 63, where we'll find the Hashkivenu, and leading us in the English, Florrie Fisher, Rose Laquier, June Cantor, and Barbara Kaplan. Ladies?
Help us, O God, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life on the morrow. May we always be guided by your good counsel and thus find shelter in your tabernacle of peace.
Shield us, we pray, against our foes, against disease, destruction, and sorrow. Strengthen us against the forces of evil which abound on every side.
May we always sense your loving care, for you are our merciful God and sovereign. Guard us always and everywhere. Bless us with life and peace.
Praise to you, O God of peace, whose love is always with us, who shelters your people Israel and protects Jerusalem in love.
Thanks, ladies. Let's continue on page 64 of the Shamru, led by Lindsay Miller, Suzanne Gold, and Esther Fine. Page 64. Thank you. Let's turn to our fourth reading, but our second biography that'll be read to us by Phyllis Bellman and Danny Becker.
Gertrude Elion, 1918 to 1999, chemist, pharmacologist. Gertrude Elion was born in 1918 in New York. As a child, Trudy actively pursued all kinds of knowledge, especially science. Her idols were Louis Pasteur and Marie Curie because they had made scientific discoveries. Her family was economically affected by the stock market crash in 1929, but she was admitted to Hunter College, who charged no tuition. When her grandfather was dying from stomach cancer, she decided on the careers of chemistry and pharmacology to create cures for their illnesses. Even though she graduated as a Phi Beta Kappa, she wasn't allowed to pursue her doctorate because, as a woman, she would be a distracting factor to the other students. Gertrude worked at several odd jobs during the day and attended graduate school in chemistry at New York University. During World War II, many chemists were overseas, and she was hired by Burroughs Wilson, a British pharmaceutical company. Gertrude and her partner George Hutchins began working on drugs to disrupt abnormal cells while leaving healthy cells unaffected. Eventually, in 1950, they developed a drug known as 6-MP, which combined some other components which effectively cured 80% of childhood leukemia patients.
In the late 1950s, they developed a drug called Imuron, which prevented kidney transplant rejection. It is still used as an immunosuppressive drug today for transplants. It also treats lupus, hepatitis, and severe rheumatoid arthritis. In 1967, George retired and Gertrude became the head of the Department of Experimental Therapy at Burroughs Wellcome. For the next 10 years, she worked to create a drug that would combat viruses. Borax was created to fight shingles, genital herpes, chickenpox, and herpes encephalitis. In 1984, although Gertrude was acting only as a consult, the drug AZT was developed. In 1991, it was the only licensed drug to fight AIDS. In 1998, Elon was the Nobel Prize for demonstrating the differences in nucleic acid metabolism among normal cells. She was one of the few people to win a Nobel Prize in science without a PhD. In 1991, she won the National Medal of Science, the nation's highest science honor. Gertrude Elion died in 1999.
That is quite a story. Ooh. More than inspiring to women and men. Let's turn to the Chatzi Kaddish on page 66, and we'll be turning there together with our educational director, Barbara Glickman, and our dear Gail Wiener.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael b'gala u'vizman kari v'imaru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach Le'olam Omer Almaya Yisbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitroman V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Kedusha Brechu Le'ela Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Tushbechata B'nechemata Amen.
Let's find the evening Amidah, beginning on page 69, in individual quiet devotion, continuing through to the conclusion, which can be found on page 76 or 77. together with Holly Goldberg, Harriet Feinstein, Agnes Libovic. Ladies, we'll turn to page 76, our prayer for shalom, for peace. Ohev Shalom b'Roma.
Ohev Shalom b'Roma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Yimru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Yolmad yivarach Yerutev yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agalav yizman kari v'yimaru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam yomel maya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'yolma v'yimaru. Tikabal tzilot hon uva'od hon d'chol Yisrael kadam avahon divishmaya v'yimaru. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Ohev Shalom b'Roma, Hu Yaseh Shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen.
Thanks, Idel. Yesher Koach. How about if we all rise for Kiddush? It's going to be chanted by Marcy Lyons Di Camillo, Kiddush, page 90.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagofen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'rotzavanu v'shavas kodsho b'ahavo uvrotzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshis ki hu yom tehila lemikroei kodesh zecher yitzias mitzrayim kivanu v'chat yasanu Mikami v'shavas kodshecha v'avo uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbos.
Amen. Marcy, did you ever think about becoming a cantor? Or are you a cantor? I should ask. You're a singer. Marcy, where did you grow up? Be in the Boulevard. And you learned a Ashkenazic Hebrew, which you've held on to beautifully. Beautifully. Wow, what a treat. What a treat. Whew. Was Rabbi Feldman your rabbi at B'nai Yitzchak? At one time, before he came to Sharei Shemayim. He was, yeah, very cool. You think he bat mitzvah Jew. Doesn't everybody remember the rabbi that bar and bat mitzvah them? No, the answer is no. No, the answer is actually no. When I ask people who was the rabbi at your bar mitzvah, sometimes people have no idea. But you know who they remember? They remember the cantor. So for our, thanks Marcy, that was gorgeous, beautiful, really. For our fifth reading, Barbara Ponzik and Eileen Nolan. Ladies?
Dona Gracia Nasi became the self-appointed protector and political liaison for the conversos, Jews who were forced to convert to Catholicism during the Inquisition in Spain and Portugal. The Jews of the Mediterranean would revere her for her wisdom, compassion, and her ability to stand up to the tyranny towards them. She ultimately saved many Jews and helped ensure a future for the world Jewry. Born to the wealthy Spanish conversos in Lisbon, Portugal, her Christian name was Beatriz de Luna. She became known as Gracia, the Iberian form of Hannah. Later in life, she adopted the last name of her son-in-law, Don Joseph. Nasi was a title given to many upper-class Jews. In 1528, 18-year-old Gracia married her uncle, Francisco Mendez, whose highly profitable spice trade was a commercial empire that reached into England and Western Europe. When he died in 1535, Dona Gracia inherited 1/2 of his vast banking and mercantile fortune, which he shared with his brother Diago. When Diago died, she was extremely wealthy. The Portuguese king, the Pope, and Charles V, the Holy Roman Empire, were all clients of the Senora, as she was called. She used her influence to bribe them to help the Jews of Spain and Portugal escape persecution.
Several times in her life, despite her great wealth and connections, she, her family, and her household were forced to flee their own persecution as Jews. She fled from Portugal to Belgium and to Venice. In Venice, Gracia's sister denounced her as a heretic and a secret Jew in hopes of securing the family fortune for herself. Once again, Dona Gracia fled, this time to Turkey. Once in Constantinople, she engaged Jewish and Muslim merchants in a large commodities trade. She gained political and economic influence in the Ottoman court, where she convinced Suleiman the Magnificent to intervene on behalf of Jews being persecuted with Pope Paul IV, one of the most anti-Semitic popes in history. In 1560, the Sultan gave Dona Gracia and her nephew Don Joseph Nasi a long-term lease in the old Jewish city of Tiberias. She would finally be able to fulfill her goal of living openly and freely as a Jewess. From Tiberias, she organized the flight of hundreds of conversos through an underground railroad from Portugal. She rebuilt the old walls of the city, erected a renowned yeshiva, fed newly arrived refugees, and financed agricultural, fishing, and silk farming. After her death, with her nephew's lack of support for the colony and the Turks' refusal to continue financially supporting Tiberias, it collapsed in 1575. Surviving relatives squabbled about their inheritance. It wasn't until 1740 that Jews rebuilt Tiberias once more and made it a prominent settlement. Information about her death in 1569 is not known, probably because of lost records. One of the rabbis called in to adjudicate in one of the family cases eulogized Dona Gracia by stating, "Many women have done mighty deeds, but Gracia has surpassed them all. She was truly an Eshet Chayil."
Thanks, Barbara. Thanks, Eileen. What a story. Linda Shapiro. Linda's going to be reading the concluding biography. I won't give away her name, but I'll just say in advance, may she live to be 120.
Tonight you have just heard three brief biographies of some famous Jewish women who have exemplified the concept of a Shet Chayil, a woman of valor. Matilda Schechter was supportive of her famous husband and at the same time opened her hands to the poor and needy. Gertrude Elion overcame gender bias and devoted her life and great intellect to finding cures for devastating diseases. Dona Gracia Nasi was robed in strength and dignity and with great determination fought against Jewish persecution during the Inquisition. Again, we encourage you to look at the brief biographies on your table of other women that Fran and Esther have selected. The following is a quotation from Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a modern Eshet Chayil. Their lives encourage us as we shape our own aspirations. These Jewish women faced twin burdens as members of two unidentifiable and often disadvantageously treated groups. They experienced discriminations that bore no relationship to their talent or their ability to contribute to society. These burdens, however, can be sources of strength and creativity. Let's hope you come away from your brief encounters with these women with an enhanced appreciation that, with strong will and hard work, one can overcome artificial barriers and turn dreams into reality.
Beautiful. Thanks, Linda. Thanks so much. Mimi, can I invite you to come back up to the Bima, our past president of Sisterhood and a regional past president, Mimi Pollack. Mimi is going to lead us in the Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer. Let's all rise. We'll be turning to page 732, and last night we counted 20 days.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer hayom echad v'arsim yom shehem shalosha shavuot laomer.
Today marks 21 days comprising 3 weeks in the course of the counting of the Omer. You can all be seated. You know, whenever someone in our community is about to go to Israel, it's really an excitement and a joy for me and for our entire community, knowing that another one amongst us will be spending time in Israel. Josh, I know that you're on your way on Tuesday. Can I invite you to come up and stand with me here and with the cantor? So this is Joshua Geller. You probably know him. One of his brothers is Jordan Geller. Josh is leaving on Tuesday for a birthright trip, and then your brother's leaving a few days after you, right? Yeah. So Josh is an international studies major at American University. So Josh, I am really interested in what you're going to see and how you see it and how you take it in, both in terms of seeing Israel and Israelis and hearing the Israeli voice, and also meeting with the Palestinians that you'll meet with and hearing the Palestinian voice. So I just want to tell you, Josh, I say this because I have heard Josh speak publicly before, and he is amazing. It runs in the family. Sarah's amazing. Josh is amazing. Josh, you know what? This Bima is open to you anytime after you come back. No, really, I'm serious. That if you would want to share your reflections on the trip, you know, as an international studies major and what you're seeing, I'd love to hear it. I mean, I'd love to sit with you privately and talk, but the Bima is yours whenever you want to come back. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I think you will. So, Josh, can I offer a special bracha blessing for you and for Jordan?
Of course.
Yeah. מי שבירך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב, שרה רבקה רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את יצחק מתישיה ואת אברהם בני שמחה ורחל על נסיעתם בקרוב לארצנו הקדושה ארץ מדינת ישראל. אנחנו מתפללים שיצאו בשלום ויחזרו לנו בשלום, ונאמר אמן. That is great. I'd like to invite the president of our congregation, Dana, and past president of our sisterhood, Michelle, to join us on the Bima for the opening of the Aron Kodesh. And I'd like to invite Gail Wasserstein, Esther Fine, who together with Fran prepared tonight's service, and Arlene Rosenbaum, past president of the congregation, Aleinu 118.
כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Ladies, thank you. We note with sorrow the passing of Stan Berkowitz, dear brother of Ira Berkowitz. May Stan's memory now be always for a blessing. We call to mind those whose yahrzeits have been observed during the course of this past week. We recall the lives and loving memories of Florence Bloch, Sigmund Bluestein, Leonard Cohen, May Feiner, Marlene Friedman, Martin Fox, Betty Goldberg, Jack Goldman, Barry Goldstein, Morris Gomberg, Dina Gordon, Ron Helleman, Simon Herskovitz, Henry Kappenstein, Jean Cass, Cindy Lisa Keller, Toby Klein, Eugene Leibovic, Herbert Levin, Sarah Liebert, Lenora Miller, Thelma Monzo, Max Marachik, Sandra Meyerson, Sidney Newman, Raoul Peck, Sylvia Pollack, Stanley Ralph Rosen, Shirley Roth, Albert Saxonoff, Vilma Schwartz, Barbara Sigmund, Bernice Staff, Harold Stark, Carla Stark, Esther Tapper, Dorothy Trencher, and Alvin Zatkoff. May each of their memories continue to be cherished for a blessing, as we recall as well the loving memory of Ruth Horowitz, whose family are yet in the days of Shloshim since her recent passing. We'll find Kaddish Tom on page 124. If those reciting Kaddish would rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba. Bi'olma divra chirutei v'yamlich machutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'oleh v'yithalal shmei dekucha berechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran bi'olma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God, who ordains harmony in the heavens, grant peace and comfort, healing to all those who mourn and remember amongst all mourners of our people of Zion and Jerusalem. And we all say together, Amen. Amen. So, I want to once again thank all the women in our sisterhood, and especially those who participated in tonight's service, and especially to Fran and Esther, who worked with the cantor in putting together tonight's service. It's symbolic of sisterhood. Everything just flowed so really beautifully that it's how you ladies do things. And really another, as I said at the beginning of the service, this is always one of the sweetest services of the year. It's been a really sweet service. So I want to thank you also for the great things, the amazing things that you do during the course of the year. And I just want to comment on one of the evenings in particular. And I think this is the last thing you would ever expect the rabbi to comment on. But I was just so wowed and amazed at how that evening went. I couldn't believe it. And that was Sisterhood Bingo. Now, let me tell you, I'm not saying this only because Janie was there and had a great time. And I'm not saying this only because for the first time, we actually won something. And Janie came home with this big box, and what she won was a gift for Amel. So I have these gift certificates, and I'll be stopping off when I have a chance and picking out, I don't know, a shirt, a tie, or whatever, and living it up. But the reason why, those are not the reasons why I'm mentioning it. I'm mentioning it because, this is a program that you do every year, but it really hit me this year how much is involved in making this event the great success that it is. First of all, Linda called me one day and asked if we could open up the sanctuary wall because you were planning to expecting 265 people coming. I can't even say 265 women because there were men who were playing bingo as well. So every year to attract that kind of crowd, and what I learned is the reason why we have that crowd every year is because a lot of these ladies who really enjoy playing bingo and go to different bingos, Ohev Shalom is the best bingo that they ever go to. That ought to be our new tagline. Ohev Shalom is the best bingo around. Try to beat that one. And the dinner that you prepared, you didn't call a caterer to make the dinner. You were in there during the day, and somehow you had a method where 265 people could come up to one of 3 stations, and it was running like clockwork. So any organization that could make that work is, ladies, one very impressive organization, and you have reason to be tremendously proud of yourselves. God bless you all. It's really, really great. So I'd like to invite one of our 2 Sisterhood co-presidents, Susan Burke, who's going to offer, on behalf of Sisterhood, greetings tonight as well as announcements. Susan?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you, Rabbi, for those kind words. Appreciate that. Before I start with our announcements, I want to give a little shout out to one of our, actually it's our Sisterhood corresponding secretary, Denise Colber, who, through the magic of, I have no idea what, is watching this at home because it's streaming because Mark Colber fixed, I have no idea how he did it. I'm just saying that technology, not my best thing. So hi, Denise, and get well soon. She had knee replacement surgery on Monday. So feel better. Hi from everybody. And on to the announcements. Sisterhood is having their closing affair on June 11th, and it's going to be a dinner and dance party with a 60s theme. It's going to be very groovy. I was told to say that. The flyer is in the Dovetail. We would love to see most of you there. It's always a fun night. And it's, as I said, it's a 60s theme. You can, the flyer was in this month's Dovetail, or you can go online and please sign up. Men's Club is having their closing event on June the 13th, and it's going to be a barbecue with a guest speaker, and my husband told me that more information is coming soon. Also, we have a few tickets left for our next theater trip, which is November 17th, for Tootsie. So if anybody's interested in going, it's a fabulous day. It's so much fun, and you go on the bus, and it's a great day. So look for that. Also, there's going to be a meeting on May 29th at 7:30 in room 205 for information on Cantor Ocanto-Romo's trip to Italy in 2020, which sounds amazing. You can email the Cantor for questions, or I guess turn up at the meeting. That would be good too. In addition, Cantor Paul and Arlene Freimark are headed back to Israel in May of 2020, and there's still room for you on that trip. And Jeff and I did that 4 years ago, and it's a wonderful trip. It really is. Finally, I want to thank Fran and Esther for putting all this together. I don't know how you do it, but it was a beautiful night, and there's dinner to follow. So thank you so much for that. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Thanks. So a few people that I want to welcome in particular. Brett Rubin, right over here. Brett is in from Syracuse University, and I know that, go in, Susan, you can't hold it in. I know you can. I know you can. Susan and Ken are here just about pretty much every Friday night. They are regulars. And Brett, your mom's been telling me for the past month, every Friday night, but I love the joy that it's been giving her, that your Mother's Day present was not only that you were coming home for Mother's Day, but you were coming to the synagogue for Mother's Day Shabbat. So Brett is up there in Syracuse University. He said it's so warm here. I guess compared to Syracuse, and is studying business. So Brett, it's great to see you back. Want to welcome Alexander Lowy. Alex, you're back for Mother's Day, all the way back from F&M, Franklin and Marshall, and I know doing well there, and I know how much it means to your mom that you're back for the weekend, for Mother's Day weekend. Great to see you. Great to see you. And back from Millersville University, Sarah, great to see you here, to be together with Mom. It's great. I had the joy of sitting with your brother when Michael was in during Passover from north of the border, and it's great to see you. And I know that you're planning to graduate in December, so a little bit in advance, congratulations on your upcoming graduation. Hard to believe. It's not even 4 years, it's 3.5 years, isn't it? You're amazing. Yeah, it'll be 3.5 years. Jacob, let me welcome you. Jacob is finishing his junior year in high school and will be going to 12th grade. Jennifer Laterman. Jen, you knew I couldn't just pass you by. How could I pass you by? I love saying your name so much. Jen is not coming back from school, but is coming back from New York City. Are you in the Hells Angels area? Is that where you are? What? Oh, I was trying to clean up the Hells part, calling it Hells Angels. Yeah, Hells, but that's where you are, right around 42nd and 11th or something, in that area there. What's your exact address, Jennifer? It's great that you're home for Mother's Day weekend. Where's your brother Jason? Huh? No, it is just he's on his way, really. Wow. You know what, Marcy? You're pretty lucky. Pretty lucky your kids come in. Yeah, it's great. Great. Is anybody else? I don't want to miss anybody that just came in for... Yes, Robin is finishing 8th grade, is it, Robin? 7th grade? 7th grade, and is, as far as we can tell, is getting promoted to 8th grade for next year. So we're very proud of you, Robin. Keep going. 9th grade, 10th grade. Okay, there's a dinner yet to come, so we really ought to wrap up. Can I invite the entire Sisterhood Chorale to come up on the bima? Adon Olam, 128. 128.
Let's wait a couple seconds.
You know what, ladies? Some of you come up to the top step so that everybody should be able to fit onto the bima. Come up to the very top step. Keep going, keep coming. Esther, Miriam, Rose, stay where you are. Flori, come on up. If you can, a step. Okay, I think we almost have it. Almost have it. Almost. Okay, Rachel, Lindsay. Okay. We made it. Adon Olam.
Are you kidding?
Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Watch this. I took this away as I was walking around, and I don't want to. I get it. Some things you just can't eat. Here, baby. Are you hungry? Called a yad. You say yad? Yad. A yad. It's a yad. Oh, you know what? It was fake because there's only one. Look at that.